Welcome to your Magic Moon message. This is your host, the Peace Dealer. Moon in Sagittarius, Sun in Cancer. We are reaching the integration. We're putting it all together. The Moon in Sagittarius is providing you with an ascended understanding, a higher perspective that takes the activation of psychic power, psychic awareness, Sun in Cancer, your depth of emotional understanding of who you are, and it takes this higher perspective and understanding, and in looking from this higher vantage point, we put together everything we've activated and begun to integrate. Very important, because a week ago was when we kicked in the 60-degree angle with the moon in Virgo. See, a week ago we were understanding how our psychic powers are activating. Now we're understanding the meaning of how we put and integrate all of this activation and new cycle together. So the recent analysis is now breaking through into interpretation before it breaks through the moon in Capricorn full moon, which will unlock full utilization of these new psychic powers. Like I mentioned before, we, since 2022, have been transforming the status quo. 2023 brought us the first I Told You So tour during October, November, and December. Libra, Scorpio, and Sag, and we're gonna do part 2 this year. So this summer is the integration point with which we're going to analyze and research before we produce the final level of receipts and go on this finale tour. That being said, with this transformation of status quo, you may have noticed with Pluto going into Aquarius an intensity and increase in the quality of the telepathic grid we're all consciously connected to, and the experience of quote unquote psychic attack, most of which are internal subconscious reflections you're picking up with this myriad of intensifying frequencies as people are awakening all over the globe. So those of you who have not resolved your shadow, which everyone always has shadows to resolve, so there's not anyone who's perfectly finished their shadow. Just the way you have to brush your teeth every day and take a shower every day, you constantly have to work with your subconscious and do the shadow work every day. But those who haven't necessarily resolved this are at odds with their subconscious within and project to their own self, which allows them to project to others. Those of you who have balanced the shadow within, you know what are your thoughts, you know what your feelings are, and you know what are extraneous external forces, as the frequency through your intention, of course, creates an opposition. It creates like minds, and it creates those who agree with some stuff but not all stuff. This is constantly happening at intervals quicker than our brain can process, and feeling all of this enables you to integrate the application of the mind state that in Gemini we effectively activated. Firmware update that we do every year, but this year we're leveling up our vocabulary with Jupiter and Gemini. We're leveling up our mindset. And so now that we're applying this based on how we feel and seeing more results of how subtly we're breaking through the ground the seeds we activated since March, this is having you feel more than ever your application of mind state towards projections that come your way, strengthening more and more the clapback that is going to have you feel more moving through the rest of the year that you're experiencing, especially with the light of the moon in Sag showing you how this is happening, how your application of mind state is continuing to transform the status quo, making you more of a threat, increasing the uncomfort and cognitive dissonance those who live a lie-in experience with you who lives in truth. Bars. Okay, so I want to get that all out the way, because we activated this psychic power through Moon Cancer, Moon Leo, Moon Virgo, and then we integrated it through Moon Libra, giving us a balance so that we can feel our feelings balanced with logic, purifying how intensely we can creatively feel these feelings in Scorpio, and now showing us the magic of how we interpret the meaning of how we feel, how we see the effect of psychic powers we just activated, and how this change of perspective will apply itself, moon in Capricorn, so that you use these new psychic powers. That being said, the moon will be squaring Saturn, it will be squaring Neptune, and this is going to disillusion you further in light of understanding the higher perspective and meaning of what you feel. And now, square Pisces, test the integrity of why you feel it. Is what you are seeing the meaning of aligned with the integrity of beliefs you have been building since March of 2023, Noah's Ark? You will find that beliefs that aren't in integrity, what you are seeing through this transit, you must shift. Beliefs that are in integrity, you're going to be seeing it, magic, 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 and you're going to maintain this mindset, this understanding, analysis, and interpretation. The square to Neptune as well as Saturn, now with the ascended eye of Sagittarius and the collective imagination, what Neville Goddard calls God, is disillusioning you as well from showing you through lies and illusions. And this is why, if you're not aligned with this integrity, you're going to fall into, you're going to believe all the bullshit people are telling you, editing images. Okay, Moon Sag squares to Pisces are literally preparing your visual to now understand the meaning of metaphysical mechanics, represented by Pisces, opposite of Virgo, which is going to represent physical mechanics and change your behavior through habits. So this is going to be an integrative game changer for how you move forward to believe, how you feel, and the effect of it. All right, huge stuff. The, of course, opposition to Jupiter and Gemini is going to revisit 2 weeks ago and a week ago, where with the moon in Gemini, you were expanding the understanding of how your mind's evolving. The moon in Virgo, you analyzed how it is your habits reflect these new ideas. And the moon in Sagittarius, you're seeing the meaning and you're seeing the effect of how within a 28-day span you have evolved your mind this much, which is why you want to take advantage of this and really, reflect on what you are being shown. What is the moon, your subconscious, showing you collectively? You're not going to like all that you see. A lot of people are hurt. A lot of people are broken. A lot of people are filled with pride, especially with Mercury and Venus and Leo opposite Pluto, that if someone isn't well integrated will manifest as, many feeling like they have so much to prove when they just need to look in the mirror and look within it at what makes them feel that way. You have people who refuse to kill the cringe within them. If you're over 30 or 35 and you still cringe, the fuck you doing? I don't understand. Like, seriously, let's leave that for the 20-year-olds. That's cool for them. When we were in our 20s, we called it, that was awkward. Just let them have it. Like, if you haven't killed that, good luck. By Leo season, you're going to be on stage, it's going to be unbearable. Because Leo season, you have to bring your cringe on stage. We're not doing this fake, makeup performance thing, look fly and everything, but this is a very unconventional level of integration where only those who are authentic and willing to express it, they're going to make it to this next stage of the Hunger Games. Welcome to the Advanced Society arc, 2024 to 2044, Pluto in Aquarius. 2008, Barack Obama told the whole world, yes, we can. That was when Pluto was 0 degrees. Now Pluto was 0 degrees Aqua. We're at the next era. Let's see what woman president or whoever is going to change everything, and who's going to really believe this and not realize it's still just a production. But I'm not trying to say everything is staged and everything is planned. Just 99.9% of it. Nah, it was a joke. Or maybe not. But regardless, you want to make sure that with this integration, everything you're tying together is not only having you understand a higher understanding and perspective of how to see it. This is how to see what you really feel. All right. Because you're integrating this universally so that this can shift your philosophical approach towards your energy, emotion, and the cardinal function of feeling that fuels psychic powers, ki, and then abilities. All right. With this trine to the moon with Chiron in the North Node in Aries, you're also gaining a higher understanding of what direction to take your destiny, while the sun is coming out the square to it and sextiling Uranus and Mars in Taurus. Mars, which is at this point ready to go into Gemini and really start fucking shit up. All right, Mars was retrograde the last time it was in Gemini here. And the winds of change are going to start being acted on. So this is definitely going to transform your natural quality to unconventionally sense and pick up information physically, relative to this moon in Sagittarius, having you be revealed insight, sight within, that transforms, okay, how it is you sense what you sense. And let me explain that. Taurus is your 5 natural senses. Sagittarius is the perception of seeing. So your eyes physically seeing isn't the same thing as your mind. Sagittarius teaches you that you take what your physical senses, right, show you, and after analysis in Virgo, you interpret what that means, because really physically you're seeing the past. But everything you're seeing right now is in the past, like a frame or two behind. So your physical senses are picking it up, and when you come into the meaning of what you're seeing, that transforms how you're picking things up visually. These things, of course, happen very fast. And the reason why this is important is, are you ready? Within 24 hours, the moon's going to go into Capricorn, and you're going to start using these psychic powers. So the integration of how you feel and how to use it is what's being revealed to you through the causality with the square to Saturn of what you're saying and what you're feeling and what you see happening. That's what's going to trigger reinforcement with beliefs that maybe you might have cut yourself short and felt you weren't capable of what you're now achieving, or maybe you're self-aggrandizing yourself, and this is another reality check that you may want to really adjust. The purpose of this Moon Sagittarius transit is adjusting the perception of the power you have activated, of this new cycle taking you deeper down the understanding of yourself and peeling yet another layer of the onion. This is really just the end of the first 4 zodiac signs. Things are going to heat up in Leo season, and this is just going to further this integration process. So yeah, that being said, allow cursed individuals, groups, collectives to hate on the fact that you're shining. It's a form of torture that is still worth more than they deserve. And don't necessarily let that negative pressure keep you down. You have applied your mind state in ways that will continue to harvest until we get the Virgo season opposite Saturn, and then we really get ready for this I told you so tour. Okay, be very mindful of that. There are receipts that you're getting ready to present that people don't want you to present. So by demoralizing you now and by feeding your brain with all sorts of psychological operations so that you end off doubting yourself or feeling less than yourself, this is going to deter you from presenting during, the fall, what needs to be presented during the fall. And you've come too far to be stopped now. So I hope you enjoy understanding the higher meaning of what power you have unlocked, the deeper understanding of such, and the supernatural realization of your potential, which is going to happen very, very, very fast as we increase degrees and the moon gets closer to 28, 29. Y'all stay blessed as always. Peace.